What's up, guys? So we're on part two of Kiely, Rodni. No evidence it was anything other than a tragic accident. I don't believe it was an accident. I believe it was a murder. But everybody's liable to their own opinion, and I'm a big fan of this man. So Psychobabble is a pretty good guy, and everybody's liable to their own fucking opinion. So let's hear. This is part two of it. There's about 16, a little less than, about 16 minutes left.
And you run out of gas, your engine stalls. If it didn't roll freely, what would happen? Your wheels would lock up and you would crash. So it's just not a debate. Car will roll in any gear when the engine's not running.
And like I said, and I think I said this before, and I'll say it again. Uh, it has been proven that some cars still roll uh, and don't roll in some gears. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on how you look at it, I guess, in all reality.
And if you knew the first thing about what makes an automatic do what an automatic transmission does, then you would understand that just as well as you would understand water's wet and the earth's going to rotate today. So moving on, the big crisis about the strap hanging out the back tailgate with all you guys' wild ass speculations. All your wild ass speculations about it being the seatbelt tying her down and the rope.
100% that part that's hanging out the back of the car is the seatbelt. It's not some fucking strap. But, anyways, like, I agree with most of the things this guy says, but I, again, don't agree with what he's about to say because I'm assuming he's going to say the strap was, like, to help pull the door open. Like, really? But okay.
That was tying the body down, and because there's people out there that are ignorant enough to believe that a bunch of knock-kneed high school kids can be sinister murderers, and plot.
There are kids that were kids that plotted murders and actually killed their family. So for him to say that these high school kids couldn't do it, that's a little crazy. Like I said, I'm a fan of Psychobabble, but I don't agree with some of his theories. Like the shit that Ryan Upchurch he says about Ryan Upchurch, 100% behind everything he says about that. But yeah, right now he's making up shit like Ryan would, and that's his opinion. But is it right?
To murder a classmate. Or the even more ridiculous, absurd notion that she OD'd so they put her in the water so they wouldn't get in trouble. 200,000 teens in this country, over 200,000 teens in this country every year overdose. And there's only been one incident where a friend was arrested for their friend's overdose. And that was because it was proven they sold them poison, fentanyl that they knew was poison. But you're not going to get in trouble if you call the police and say, my friend OD'd. Everyone knows that. Probably every kid at that party.
I don't think she OD'd. I don't think that, and I agree 100% with what he's saying here. I don't agree with everything he's saying here, but I agree that there was no overdose. I don't believe that for fucking 1 minute. Damn, this frog's got like. Ooh, damn, I got it like right there at the end, but.
Knows somebody that had a family member that OD'd. It's that common. And had she OD'd, those kids, one of the 400, would have simply called the police. They wouldn't have said, let's put her in the water.
Well, that depends on the situation. So if she OD'd in her car, the 400 kids might not have actually seen that happen. Do I think she OD'd? I do not. I do not think that's what happened. I think she got killed, which is a lot different than ODing.
Keep it secret. It's nonsense. They're high school kids. Now, let me tell you something. What high school kids can't do is keep secrets. And you all ought to know that. So that's just the most absurd theory I've ever heard. The strap hanging out the back tailgate means nothing. The gear shift selection means nothing.
The strap hanging out the back of the car definitely 100% can mean something. Just because you don't agree that it means something, don't mean it ain't something. Just saying. Like, I'm 100% with having your own opinion on shit, but trying to force your opinion on everybody else, I'm not 100% with that at all.
Those are not evidence to suggest foul play. So let's talk about this.
There's plenty of fucking evidence in this case to suggest foul play. Plenty of fucking evidence. Just saying. There's a whole lot.
Tailgate strap that so many non-experts think they're experts about. I'm going to show you a couple screen shares here. Let me pull the first one up. So kids, take a look. What do you see? That's a pull strap. Now, do you see that the length of that pull strap is long enough to stick out the back? You see that? Let me show you another screen.
Pull you up a little closer here because I'll have to go look at the picture again, but hold on. Let's see.
This is a replacement strap.
Okay, so this strap, you're seeing it right there, would go, you couldn't put it out the side of the fucking door, out the sides. It'd only go out the top of the bottom of it. And I'm pretty sure that strap, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, is out one of the sides of the door. It's not out the middle. Like where this would be, it'd be straight out the middle of like if you got it stuck in the thing, it'd be out the middle. This strap wouldn't be out the side because there's not enough there to make it out the side. And I'm pretty sure that strap's out the side, not out the middle. But I'll have to go re-look and I'll have to make another video about it. But I'm pretty sure that that's how it is.
And there are many of them made because they're known to break when the car gets to be about 5 years old. Hers is 9 years old. These break. See, there's another one.
See, but I don't.
There's another one.
I think he's not paying attention to the spot that it was found in. No.
Let's look at some more.
Like I could be wrong because it's been a minute since I've seen the picture.
There's another one.
But I'm pretty sure that the strap is out
There's another one.
the side, not out the middle.
There's another one. There's another one. There's a short replacement. There's a long replacement. There's a camo one. There's a red one. There's a whole group of them, multiple different colors. So as you can see, those are sold very frequently.
But if that strap come out the side, it wouldn't reach that damn far. I'll have to go, like I said, I'll have to go look again.
Standard equipment on most CRVs. Now, of course there are exceptions. Of course there are exceptions. The CRV EXL Limited with full leather and all options has an electric gate that opens electrically and closes electrically. Those wouldn't be equipped with a pull strap. But the base model CRV, the heater and keys option we call it, the one that comes with vinyl seats and a cheap radio, which was the model that Kiely had, wouldn't have any of those extra fluff. And it would come with your standard pull strap to pull the gate closed. Because, kids, when that gate's all the way open, the average height woman can't reach it. That's why that pull strap's there. So that strap hanging out of the back of that car means nothing to me.
Well, if it's out the middle of the freaking thing like you just showed, then yes, it means absolutely nothing because it could be the strap. But if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do, the strap is out the side of the door, which that strap would never freaking reach to the outside of the door on the outside. It'd be down the middle possibly. And if that's where it's at, then I agree 100% with him that there's no way that that's a seatbelt. It could be the door strap. But like I said, I have to go relook at the picture because I do believe that it's out the side and not where he's saying it is. But that's just my opinion, though. Everybody has their own opinion, and I'm going to lose here by one. Nope, I'm not gonna replay.
Because I'm aware of how that car is made. Now, I'm not saying the people that thought it meant something were dumb. I'm saying they had no idea that gate comes with a pull strap from the factory that is known to hang out the back of the gate. If you don't tuck it back in before you shut the gate, it's going to stick out. And I'll bet you I could drive around a shopping mall today and find a CRV with that strap hanging out the back and the seatbelt hanging out the side door, I'll add, because those are known to do that as well. So there's some theories I've already put to bed. One, boom, the broken window.
You haven't put really anything to bed, in my opinion, because, like I said, if you could be right about what you're saying about the strap, and I'll have to go look where the strap was hanging out because I don't remember. By just sitting here, I don't remember. But just because you got a few things right, don't mean everything you're saying is right. And yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying he's wrong by any fucking means. I'm just saying, if we're going to go by everything that he says, then you have to agree with everything he says. And I'm just not that type of person. Like, I agree with what I want to agree with and what I think's right. And I have to prove things myself and not go by what other people say. That's just who the fuck I am. I'm always going to be that way. It's like I'm going to fucking lose again, which is freaking crazy. Yep, I need 4, and there's absolutely no way to get 4 with 2 moves. Oh well. Try one more time.
Happened when the car rolled over when it hit the water. 2, the gear shift selector meant nothing. The tires being able to roll when it's being towed out meant nothing. 3, the strap hanging out the back is not a clue to anything. That's a part that comes factory on the car, and it was hanging out just like it should, just like it would. It wasn't tying anybody down. It's a pull strap on the lift gate, kids. So we're going to go back to what is the most possible thing? What's the most likely thing instead of the far-fetched? Again. And it seems like I've had to beat this dead horse. That bank was not flat, kids. That lake bank was a 45-degree steep hill. And that 45-degree angle continued clear down into the water, and that car was setting on the bottom like this, not like this, sitting like this. Now,
Oh, sorry.
the body couldn't have gotten the back. You can't get over that seat. Nonsense. We're going to go back. Kiely's CRV is a base model. It doesn't have the big luxurious back seats with the big high backrest. It has the basic vinyl seat with the two little adjustable headrests and the pull strap on the lift gate and the cheap radio and didn't have all the fancy features the big model has. So let me show you another screen just for a second here. If you'll bear with me. First I want to show you, look, if you do a Google search for rear pull strap 2013 CRV, you can do it now. There they are.
I'm
Tons of different ones.
still not going with the pull
Now, let's move on to something a
pull
little
strap
more
thing until
meaty,
I
if
look
you-
it up
if we
myself.
will. I am
after I get
so
off here.
sick of hearing people say the body couldn't have got back there on its own. Absolute, utter nonsense. Me, 235 pounds, 6 foot tall, I could climb over that seat with ease. With ease. There wouldn't even be any restriction. And what's so damn frustrating about the people that are denying that is if you Google it, you'll see thousands of videos of people crawling over the seat. People just want to believe in theories. They want to believe in conspiracy theories. And it just doesn't make a lick of sense as to why anybody would want to do that. That's wrong. Let me show you. Yeah. Now,
People
first,
are liable to their
I
own
did a
opinion.
Google search on can you climb over the seat in the back of a CRV, and there's probably 50 videos showing people climbing over the back seat of their CRV. So God darn it, guys, quit it. Look at the distance. Look at that. Look at the distance.
Try killing bugs the
Yeah,
word
but you
free
gotta.
way, not the other
It's
way.
gotta be this.
Placebo traps use light, not odors or chemicals.
I get it that you could probably climb across it. I give him that, but would you be able to climb across it with the car underwater? Would you think about climbing under it with the car underwater? And was she already dead when the car was underwater? Which is what I think.
Insecticides to attract and
you
trap
guys
flying
kill me with
insects.
this
They work
nonsense.
continuously, so you don't have to. Zevo, people friendly,
They on
bug
Google to
deadly.
make some money here. Oh, we get to have 2 commercials.
Fargo. As it
Now,
turns out,
boom. Look at the height between those headrests and the ceiling of the car. Stop it.
So if you go by the picture he's showing right here, there's a big spot in between. Well, in her car, that middle spot was up also. So there was a headrest at both sides and up the middle. There was a headrest. So there's a chance that she might not have been able to crawl back there. But I agree with what he's saying that more than likely you could crawl back there if you needed to. Do I still think this is a tragic accidental death? No. And there's nothing that anybody can say to get me to believe that because, well, that's not what fucking happened. Like, this girl was murdered. I am going to 100% stand behind that.
People. Stop it. You don't know what you're talking about, and you're believing in invisible boogeymen that don't exist. They don't exist. You can climb over that seat. It's a piece of cake, which means, guess what else would happen? And I hate to even have to say this, but a decomposing body would absolutely float right past that son of a gun. Not even slow it down. So now what do we know? We know Kids are known to drive to the water's edge at that lake, and Kiely had done it many, many, many times. She spent a lot of weekends at that lake. She knew that place like the back of her hand. And so did all the other kids. That's their party place. That's where they go. 2, wheels rolling when the car is pulled out of the water mean nothing. Car will roll in any gear with the engine off. 3, window broke out. Doesn't mean nothing.
See, but there's been people, and I hate to put it this way, because like I said, I like Psychobabble. I think he's a pretty awesome guy. But there have been people that have proven that sometimes their car will not roll in certain gears as an automatic. So it depends on what kind of car you have.
And the car rolled. 4, strap hanging out the back gate. Must have been tied down. Nope, just debunked that. That's
So depends on where the strap was, and I think the strap was on the side. If the strap's on the side, then what you are saying is totally wrong, and it's for sure the seatbelt.
pull strap comes on the car. Right? Car was sitting on the bottom like this, kids. Car was sitting on the bottom like this, kids. Not like this. Not like this. Something like that. On the bottom. Here's the bank. Here's the lake. Here's the bank. Here's the lake. She's on the roof of the car. Drowned. Body would simply just float right up into the back when it decomposed. We're going to find out that this was a tragic accident.
And if that ends up being the case, and that's what they say after this much of a long wait, I will call bullshit. Because that will be what it is. Fucking bullshit. I will not believe that for a fucking minute, and nobody else should believe that for a fucking minute. That's just my opinion. Everybody else is liable to their opinion, but my opinion is if that's what comes out, that's bullshit.
And a lot of you people ought to be ashamed. You have drugged these poor children, these poor high school kids who just graduated and are just starting to begin their life. Jagger, who loved this girl dearly.
This Jagger kid, like, I'm sorry, but whether he did it or he didn't do it, somebody needs to watch that kid because he has some mental stability fucking problems that really need to be watched.
Broke up, but they remained friends. That's how much respect they had.
Where is their proof that they broke up and remained friends? Like, I've never seen that, and I've researched this case a pretty good amount. I've never seen that they remained friends. Yeah, that there's no proof of that at all.
For each other. They didn't. It wasn't a nasty breakup. They were still very good friends. They still actually went on dates, but they had decided that in their youth, with them both.
What? I never heard that shit at all, ever. Like, no. That's not what happened. But, okay.
Getting ready to go to college, it was time to think about dating other people. And he loved that girl.
No, they broke up because she moved, or he moved. One of the two of them moved. I can't remember which one. I think it's him. Moved away, and that's why they broke up.
And you people have been accusing him of killing her without a smidgen of evidence. You've been accusing him.
100%. He is involved, or he knows what happened to her, and he knows who was involved in it. There's nothing you can say to get me to change my mind. If it comes out that that none of these kids did anything, I'm gonna call bullshit because, well, that's what it is, fucking bullshit. Like, literally, this girl, Kiely, was killed no matter how you look at it. No matter how you look at it.
Her friends of killing her. when their hearts are ripped out. I watched the Sammy interview and I don't see one single thing about it that's even remotely suspicious. She's a knock-kneed kid. She's not going to speak perfectly. And just because she misspoke about 4 minutes on the phone call, she didn't have the phone in her hand to recall the exact second. And I guarantee you, when she was asked that question, she didn't answer it in a way that she thought, oh God, this has to be perfect. She was just shooting from the hip, doing an interview, telling her story the best she could, and she misspoke about the time. And we got to go back. We got to go back again. What's most likely? Sammy's a calculated liar and a sinister killer, or she simply misspoke?
The girl's got some serious mental issues, and yeah. So yeah, I just don't agree that she wasn't, like, it was an accident. I believe that Kiely was killed. There's nothing that can change my mind about that.
What's most likely? We got
That
a
one of them killed
computer
her.
going out, or we just got a fuse bad. We got a massive electrical problem, or we just got a battery cable loose. So that's my official theory. I want it written in stone so I can tell all of you I told you so when we get this update from police. Kiely simply drove to the water's edge for whatever reason, like she had done many times before. That bank right before the water is very, very steep. She could have pulled too far forward. She could have went to put her foot on the brake and missed the brake. She could have accidentally hit the gas. The engine could have stalled and it would have immediately rolled in gear. The idea that that car had to be coming straight down, just at a perfect straight shot to the water. Why do you?
Not everybody believes that, but you're trying to make it seem like that's what everybody believes. So if we don't believe your theory, our theory can't be right because, well, it's not your theory, and that's not the way to do things. Like, I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm a big fan of Psychobabble, but I just can't agree with him on this because I think the girl was murdered by her friends or some people there at the party know who the fuck did it, and there's nothing you can get me to do to change my fucking mind about that because, well, something happened. Well, I'm gonna lose on this one for sure. All right, well, there we go. Try again.
You guys so stuck on that? The car couldn't have been coming in at an angle and been upset like this when it hit the water and flipped over.
I don't know how the car went in the water. Nobody knows how the car went in the water. We're just assuming how the car went in the water. But yeah, to tell us we have to have the same opinion as you, I don't know if that's really the right way to do things, but that's just my opinion. But
Doug from Adventures with Purpose just acting like that's just totally impossible because he was a tow truck driver once. Well, I was towing truck. I was towing cars when I was 16.
what the fuck does that have anything to do with any fucking
That's
thing?
my theory. I want it known because I'm going to say I told you so.
Even if they come out and say that it was fucking 100% Kiely caused her own death, I'm gonna call bullshit because that's not what fucking happened. Like, they would have knew that information right off the fucking bat. No question in my mind. They should have knew that right off the fucking bat. But if we're gonna go down the road that that's what happened. I can't go that route because that's just not what fucking happened. It's just not what happened. It's just not what happened. How the fuck do I? I don't know how I'm fucking supposed to get those things over there. I think that's the end of his video. Yep.